Hey, and welcome to Fit with Turo Fitness Podcast, a podcast for people who want to get no BS information about fitness and know that fitness is about so much more than losing scale weight. It's about feeling confident in your skin and empowered in your life. I'm your host, Turo Virta, personal trainer, strength and nutrition coach, and most of all, a husband of my beautiful wife, Miriam. Each week, my guests and me will give you some no BS fitness tips and motivate you to take action in your own personal fitness journey as we talk about nutrition, exercise, mindset, personal development, and executing in life with enjoyable but still effective strategies. If your goal is to look better, feel and be strong and experience transformation from inside out, you, my friend, are in the right place. Thank you for jumping in, and now let's jump into today's episode. Hey, it's Turo here, and today I'm walking you through the exact first 2 weeks of my 8 weeks challenge, which is starting on October 6th. So when this episode is coming out on Thursday, it's going to be only 4 days after that. And in this episode, I'm going through exactly the same simple plan I use to get clients unstuck when they are busy, overwhelmed, or starting again. So if you have been waiting for the perfect time, this is your sign, because you don't need a perfect week. You need a repeatable week. And I will show you how. And today, what we are going to cover is first, is we are going to go through the problem with all or nothing thinking and why 80% consistency wins. Then we are going to go through week 1, your simple starter plan and exact workouts, habits, what you are going to do. And the same thing for week 2, what to add. And then we are going to go through the progress dashboard so you can see real results even when the scale is not moving, and things what you should be tracking to see if you are actually making progress. Because the biggest mistake what I see is, and what is frustrating me the most, is that people are quitting because they think that they are not seeing progress when they are actually seeing progress, but they just don't realize that they are seeing progress. Then I'm going to tell a quick story of 2 clients who use this approach and got amazing results. And then we are going to go your first week challenge and how to join me for the full 8 weeks if you are interested. Obviously, this is a plan you can go through by yourself, but if you want more accountability, I will tell in the end of this episode a little bit more details how to join for the full 8 weeks. So let's do this. So why that 80% beats perfection? So think it like this way, that if you are giving 60% effort and expecting 100% results, you will always feel behind. Understand that this is not a failure, it's a mismatch. And this is what I see for so many people. They are telling that I'm not seeing results. Like when your expectations are 100%, you see maybe in social media or somewhere else amazing results from somebody else, and you think that what is wrong with me if I don't see results. But on the other hand, your week is looking like this, that you are maybe on spot on with your things what you promised to yourself from Monday to Thursday, and then on Friday, usually Friday afternoon, you start to slip away from your plan, and then on weekend you are already in a mood that I ruined it anyway, what is the point, and I will start over on Monday. So you let weekend go, and this way you will get that 60% consistency. And with this program, the goal is 80% consistency. That means that you hit your core habits on most days, not every day. The goal is not to be 100% consistent. It's 80%. And so what it means in practical level, so it means 5 or 6 solid days out of 7, 8 wins out of 10 on your checklist. That is what is real life, and it's repeatable. So say it with me loud if you can, because once you say this loud, it activates different part on your brain, and it might sound, obviously, if you are in front of all people don't do it. But if you are by yourself, you have or with someone who you know, say it that I don't need a perfect week. I need a repeatable week. And at least repeat that in your mind. But like I said, better to do it loud and say it uh, in that you can actually hear it. So, what is then the real plan? And what I like to call is the week one is always the simple starter plan. So, what you are going to focus is four things. So, it's going to be step number one is going to be strength training. What I like to start is 2 sessions because 2 sessions it's for most people amazing starting point, and those sessions are going to be full body sessions, 30 to 45 minutes. They don't need to be longer because if you go longer, especially if you are starting over, you had longer workout break, you most likely you are going to feel sore even at looking weights or looking some exercises what you're supposed to be doing. So I prefer to start 2 times per week. And for some people, it might be more practical to start more often, aiming for maybe a little bit shorter sessions like 10-15 minute sessions, but the goal would be to get strength training 60 to 90 minutes per week. How you divide it, it's totally up to you. And step number two, and we are going to, by the way, we are going through exact plan later on, so stay with me. So then next checkpoint what you have is going to be protein at your breakfast. So your target is going to be 25 to 30 grams of protein. And it don't, if you are someone who doesn't eat breakfast, it could be before 10 a.m. And later on, I will talk why that is important. Then step number three is steps. So aiming for a weekly total. And that total number, for some people, it's 10,000 steps. But what I like to start is around 50,000 steps per week. That's around 7,000 per day. Some days it's going to be higher. Some days it's going to be lower. And then last step is sleep. And this sleep is, it's going to be simple, and you are going to protect 2 anchor nights. And that means those anchor nights, it's not going to be, because if you are someone who is sleeping consistently 6 hours or even less per night, and these 2 anchor nights are going to be where you are aiming for 7.5 to 8 hours. So that's it. 4 levels, no extremes, and here is how to do it. So strength training, and this is going to be full body template. So first session is going to be, you are going to do some kind of squat pattern. So this is obviously this is for each person individual, depending on where you are working out, because I have options. Most of my clients are working out from home, so they have either no equipment, maybe bands, maybe dumbbells, but nothing else. And that is very suitable for this. Some people like to go to gym or having a squat rack and able to use barbells, but they are all not necessary. What you need is to get started, and plan is always individual on your personal situation. So it's going to be, first exercise is going to be squat pattern, like think exercises like goblet squat or leg press or normal regular squats, and you're going to do 3 sets, 8 to 10 repetitions. Then it's going to be some hip hinge movement. Usually I like to do some Romanian deadlifts or some hip hinge movements with the dumbbells, and same thing, 8 sets of 8 to 10 repetitions. Then you are going to do some kind of push movement, and here I prefer dumbbell bench press or push-ups, depending obviously on your equipment available. Some kind of pull movement, or is some kind of rowing movement or lateral pull down. And then some kind of core exercise. What I like to start with the planks or dead bug exercises, and all these you are going to do 2 to 3 sets, around 10 repetitions or plank, depending on time what you are able to do. Session 2 is going to be some kind of hinge movement, power movement, kettlebell deadlift, dumbbell deadlift, or hip thrust. Then you are going to have a single unilateral split squat version. So it's going to be some kind of reverse lunge or split squat. Third exercise, I like to have some kind of push movement, like vertical push. So it means that some dumbbell overhead press, so shoulder press. Obviously, these can be dumbbells, bands, whatever you have access to. Then you are going to have some horizontal pull movement. So kind of bent over rows, TRX rows, some kind of rowing movement where your chest is supported, but that you are in horizontal. Obviously, you can do seated band row, or there are so many options, different alternatives depending on your equipment you have access to. And then it's going to be some core exercise. So it's going to be like a side abs. So palo press is one of my favorites, or side planks. And all these 2 to 3 sets, around 10 repetitions plus minus. So, and what is the most important thing in all these exercises is that you are going to leave 1 to 3 repetitions in reserve. So what it means that it's challenging, and but you are not going until failure. So for most women, this is the hardest part to actually do it. So what it means, because women, I work with many women every week, and in my group sessions, I've been doing it for 10 years. So I have been able to pick some patterns, work in online space with so many women. And the biggest mistake with the women is that they start when the weight or resistance starts to feel heavy. It feels that it's heavy, but you are not going to be close to your failure. So you have to think that you have to make some ugly face in the end of in your last rep, or that if somebody is next to you and you are able to do more than 3 repetitions with the same resistance you are using, you would get kicked into your private areas or slap in your face. And if the answer is that you are able to do 4 more, you are using 2 less resistance. So 2 less weight, 2 easy band. And the goal is to go close to failure, but really not until failure. So these are those full workouts, more or less. And the next habit is protein at your breakfast, or what I like to call before 10 a.m. So just do it simple. I like to use my protein. I have my 250 gram of Greek yogurt with some whey protein powder, and then I will add always some berries, fruits. But for you, it could be, obviously, maybe you are not eating as much as I do, because I love eating a lot for some weird reason, and that's why. And my goal is I'm adding my protein sources are every single morning is 250 gram of Greek yogurt or skyr, and I add scoop of natural whey protein powder. So I will have around 50 grams of protein. But obviously for you, the goal is here to get 25 to 30 grams. It could be some eggs and plus egg whites, fruit, protein smoothie, cottage cheese with whole grain toast. And this is all, like, there are so many options depending on your preferences, how you are going to do it. But protein at your breakfast or before 10 a.m. is the second point. Then step number 3 is your daily activity and your steps. So think it this way: you don't have to hit that 7,000 every single day. Think it in weekly totals. If one day is 4,000, make another day 9 to 10,000. Walking when you are having a phone calls, park further your car, go in evening for a 10-minute walk, or when you have your lunch break, go for instead of driving with the car, have a 10-minute walk. There are so many ways how you can do it, but once you start to track it and hitting your numbers, everything starts to change. And then the last point is sleep. And here the goal is not the perfect perfection. It's about to have those 2 anchor nights. So pick 2 nights this week where you are going to protect your 7.5 to 8 hours. That's it. If other nights are 6.5, 7, fine. Anchors are steady, and you will start to see difference in your appetite, energy, and recovery. What you should not be doing in week 1 is to do not add some extra cardio to punish yourself. Don't cut carbs to 0, and don't try to change everything at once. Nail these 4 anchors, 4 levers above, and that's all what you need to do. Then we go for week 2, and what you are going to do, you are keeping week 1 habits, and you are going to add something else. So what I like to add is adding some mobility or movement snack for 10 minutes, and that's in 2 days. So think exercises, I have full mobility guide, but for most clients I work, they have maybe lower back pain, shoulder pain, knee pain, and adding some 10-minute workout snacks, and you don't need to get even changed your workout clothes when you are doing these things. It could be some shoulder rotations, ankle mobility, hip mobility 90-90s, cat-cow exercises. Just doesn't matter. I have full guide what you are going to do, what options you have, and in this challenge, I'm building even individual plan based on your needs, your weaknesses, and areas you need to improve. And then you are going to work on your fiber intake and focusing on fiber. So you are working toward 25 to 30 grams per day. So what it means, if you are not sure how much fiber you are eating, it could be 4 to 6 servings of some fiber source, what you enjoy. For example, berries, beans, leafy greens, apples, carrots, lentils. So you are working toward. And like I said, the goal is not to hit those days perfectly, but aiming for to get closer to that number. And then what you are going to do is also trying to build some recovery habit. So it's going to be 3 to 5 minutes down regulating breathing on training days. So it could be after your workout, or focusing on long exhales before going to bed, or after your workout. So this is one of the best habits. What I honestly, I wasn't knowing, I wasn't believing, I had to change. I was thinking like that this breathing thing is just something. Is it worth of it, or is it just like I'm not some yoga type or Pilates who enjoys these kind of things, but simple breathing, like especially on nights when I feel like that there is so much things going on in my mind. I can't fall asleep, but soon as I do 10 breaths of 4 times inhaling through your nose for 4 seconds, exhaling through your mouth for 6 seconds, and do that for 10 times in a bed or before you are going to bed, that helps me to calm down and able to fall asleep and sleep on a better quality. So just some kind of recovery habit, what helps you to recover faster. And then what is another thing is your alcohol ceiling. So this is something what most people are struggling without knowing. They might know that alcohol is not good, but I drink only 1 glass or 2 glasses. And here it depends on where you are at. Like some people don't drink at all, which is obviously great. And some people drink, I work with the clients who have 20 portions or per week. So that is of course, it's a different situation. So the goal here is not to go for 0, but it's to set a number that is realistic. For example, 3 to 4 times a week, not more than 2 glasses per night. Just something what is ideally a bit less, but what is also realistic. And then what you also need to have is a weekend plan. So what is that you have set already before, one kind of what I like to call treat window, what you are planning and enjoying. So that is something because this is not about being perfect, but when you are planning these things that you are enjoying, you might have limits for your it could be time frame, it could be calorie amount, it could be whatever, but it's not going to be, it's planned. And so you are not feeling any guilt. You don't need to do any compensation for that. But you are allowing yourself to actually enjoy also life, because this fitness thing, it's not only about being perfect, because this is again all or nothing mindset. And with this 80% plan, you don't need to be perfect. The goal is to be 80%, and you have every day allowance to also enjoy life, enjoy moments you are living. And that's it. That's week 2, and it's still simple and it's still repeatable. So what is then the progress dashboard? So, and how to measure your wins? Because if you are someone who is using only scale to measure your progress, you are missing so many things, because the scale is only one data point. And it's often what is the lacking one and what is missing, and how we are thinking that this is, I need to get my scale weight going down. But we are also going to measure leading indicators, things you can control, because scale is actually something that you can't really control. It's just that you jump on that machine, it gives you a number, and then it should decide that how your day is going. Is it going to be good or bad day? But you can't really impact on it, or you can, but there are in a one day there can be several reasons why it's not giving you a number you would like to see. So what we are going to track instead, or also, is weekly outcomes. What is the best way to track your weight is to pick only one number, and that is going to be your weekly weight average. So you are going to have 3 to 5 weigh-ins, or even every day. I like personally to do it every day, and but in the beginning, like when I started, I was like, oh, what did I do yesterday? Now I know that I have learned from my patterns that why most days I can already say before I jump on the scale that if it's going to be higher number than I would like to see, or if it's going to be lower number. But when you are getting only one number, what is the average weight per week? How you do it, if it's going to be 3 weigh-ins always at the same time, or 5, or every single day, it doesn't matter. Obviously, more data you have, more accurate results you are going to get. But what we are tracking is only average weight per week. Then what we are going to also track is your waist at navel, and also of course hip if you like more data, as with the weight, better it is and more accurate results you get, but just one measurement. And third thing what we are going to track is 1 to 2 strength nodes. So for example, what it means that you start, like I said, those exercises before you start with your Romanian deadlift, you are doing 3 sets of 10, you start with the 30 kilos, and in the next week you are able to do it with 2.5 kilos more. So you are tracking it that 3 times 10, I was doing it with 30. Next week I was able to add 2.5 kilos, or do 1 or 2 reps more with the same amount of weight in the first set, or first and second set. Third one I was struggling, but you are tracking the amount of weight you were able to use. So this way. And this is, by the way, this is all doable in my app. So in my app, those workouts are already built in. You have exercises. You don't have to think what exercises you should be doing. And you can track your weight. You see it very, very quickly, how much weight you have used in the past. And that is so motivating when you look back. Like for me personally, when I restarted strength training and go back to look for 2021, 22, for my first lifts, and I looked at, holy shit, how much I have changed, how much stronger I have got in the same exercise. I was starting with whatever 60 kilos, and now I'm at 100. So it's just amazing to see those results, how much stronger, how much more weight you are able to lift, or whatever resistance you are using. And what else you are going to track is your daily leads. So the goal is here is not to be 100% perfect, but it's 80%. So what I like to keep is consistency calendar. So it's going to be, it's very simple. Either you did it or you didn't. And those are those daily leads, daily wins. So protein at breakfast, steps, around 50,000 steps per week, sleep. If you were able to get those 2 anchor nights we talked, if you are able to get your fiber 4 to 6 servings per day, did you do your breathwork to improve your recovery 3 to 5 minutes, and that only on training days in the beginning, and alcohol's ceiling if you were able to stay with your ceiling. So these are only small things, but once you start to track, it's same thing. Like if your goal is to, for example, save your money, and you have no plan how you are going to spend your money, how much, maybe you know how much you are getting in, but you have no idea how much you are spending. Your just goal is just to save money, but you have no actually plan how your actions are going to look, your daily habits. It's very likely that it's not going to happen. So that's why also same thing applies for your fitness plan. So more things you are tracking, more likely you are actually being able to do them. And when you aim for 80% consistency, like I said, 5 to 6 days per week, or 8 out of 10 days, depending, because I like to build not only for weeks, but for 10-day of period. So you have your freedom to choose when, or because life, it's never going to be perfect. There is going to be those days that you are not able to do it, but most days you are able to do it. And if you start to hit these things, 80% of consistency, I promise you will start to get also results. So for example, if this plan, you are doing this and scale is not moving, but your waist is down, lifts are up, your sleep is steadier, you are hitting your protein, you are actually winning, even if the Tuesday's number on the scale says otherwise. So here are a couple stories how my clients have been able to implement these things. So this is one example from Samia. With Samia, we used 2-day tactic. So she could only guarantee 2 strength days, or not only, but that was what was realistic for her. We logged them into her calendar, like meetings. We added protein at breakfast. She loved to have a protein breakfast, protein smoothie, and we aimed for 49,000 steps, so weekly. So that's 7,000 every day. But obviously, plan was not every day. So one day it was 4,000, next day it was 10. But in the end, she hit that 49,000 steps weekly. And in 4 weeks, her waist dropped 3 centimeters, energy went up, and she stopped obsessing over daily wakings. And Sanna was other one who was doing a weekend whiplash. So she was someone who crashed always from Monday to Thursday, and then unplanned weekends erased the deficit. So what we used was a Friday start mindset and one planned thread window and alcohol ceiling. So same calories overall, but no binge restrict cycle. After 3 weeks, her average weight was down 1.2 kilos, sleep was improved, and she felt in control. So this is just a simple mindset shift. That week was starting on Friday, not on Monday. Her week started on Monday or on Friday, and that planned treat day instead of weekend, it was there somewhere on Wednesday, Thursday. So those are just the small mindset shifts, how she changed everything. And these are just the individual examples because everyone's situation is different, and there is so many different approaches for every person. So what is then next? What I want to talk is about your expectations and how to set right expectations so you don't quit early. So what is sustainable fat loss pace? It's around 0.25 to 0.5% of your body weight per week on average. So for example, if you are weighing 70 kilos at the moment, the goal is around 1.18 to 1.35 kilograms per week. So that might sound, oh, I need to lose more, I need to lose faster. But think it this way. That might be your problem, why you haven't been able to maintain your results. So this means that it could be, I'm thinking this in a long term, not only for the first week, for the second week, because usually some people lose weight faster in the beginning, some people need a little bit time. But let's say that within these 8 weeks, you hold this average every single week. Let's pick a number, 0.25. So it's simple to think, and that is 2 kilos on average weight. And not only those your lowest days, not on your highest days, but on average weight per week. If you are able to drop 1 kilo per month, you are doing it amazing. And so it means 8 weeks, 2 kilos, could be a little bit more, could be a bit less, but that is something what is really realistic. And you might say that now, think that, oh, this is way too little, I need to lose more. If you weigh 70 kilos, think it that you are able to do it for 10 months. You have dropped your 10 kilos in a way that you don't feel that you are actually dieting or restricting or something. You are doing just simple things more consistently than before. So this is and often what happens is that you can expect that you will going to have those 2 to 3 kind of flat weeks sometimes, and then there is coming that 1 week where it's like that, what I call like kind of whoosh week, and when your body is catching up, because in the long term you will always get what you deserve. And it's not about like that you are doing 1 week perfectly and then you just don't see results, you end up quitting. But there is going to be those whoosh weeks are going to, when your body is catching up. And often with the women, it has something to do with your periods, what time of the month it is, and there are several ways how to do it. So, and if your recomposition is your goal, so it means that you are building muscle mass, losing fat at the same time, the waist and strength often shows progress before the scale. So don't forget that. If your goal is to get more toned body, look better, often that the waist and strength, you see the progress there a lot before you see the progress in the scale. So this next step is going to be your 1 week challenge, and you can start this right now. For the next 7 days, pick only one lead habit to nail at 80%. It could be protein before 10 a.m., 7,000 steps or 8,000, 9,000, whatever number you decide to pick, or 7 hours of sleep on average. And track your weekly weight average and take your waist measurements once waist. And there is a scorecard, and tag me on Instagram, tell me which habit you choose, how it went, and I will cheer you and help you to adjust. So this is very simple. You pick one habit right after every day. Either you did it or you didn't. You can do with the red X or green hash mark, that kind of done thing. So it's done, it's visible, and you are seeing you are picking one habit, what you are aiming for 80%. So it means 5 to 6 days. Or if you like to extend your week for 10 days, your goal is 8 out of 10. So then why you should be joining for the 8-week challenge, and how you will and what you will get. So if you are ready to stop guessing, here is what happens inside of my 8-week challenge. So you are going to get a personalized strength plan. So it's going to be either home or gym based on your schedule, equipment, and injuries. So if you have current injuries that my knee is sore, I can't do this, you will have all alternatives. Your program is going to be personalized on situation and what you can do, how much time, what equipment you have available. You will have protein forward nutrition that works with the family, life, and traveling. So there is no extremes. Your progress dashboards, I will set it for you individually so you always know what to track. You will have accountability. So gentle nudges, weekly check-ins, reminders, and quick course corrections. So tools, you will have tools for weekends, traveling, and low motivation days. So 80% consistency is doable. So we are starting next week, Monday. So if you want me to build your version of for the first 14 days we covered today, grab your spot now. The link is in the show notes or go to personaltrainerturo.com. So quick recap what we talked. You don't need perfect week. You need a repeatable week. Week 1, strength 2 times, protein at breakfast, 49 50,000 steps, 2 anchor nights of sleep. Week 2, add mobility, fiber, breathwork, and realistic alcohol ceiling. Use progress dashboard, weekly averages, waist, strength, and those lead habits. Aim for 80% consistency. It compounds faster than perfection ever will. If this helped, share it with a friend who is ready for a reset. And if you are in, I can't wait to see you inside the 8-week challenge. Let's build a plan you can repeat on your busiest weeks and become a winner. I'm proud of you being here, and I really, really appreciate you listening this episode, because there would be so many things you could be doing and you decided to listen this episode. So thank you so much. I really mean it from bottom of my heart. It means everything to me. Talk to you soon, and thank you so much for listening. Hold up, friend. Do you love Fit Me Turo Fitness podcast? If so, the best way to say thank you is to subscribe to the podcast and leave a review on iTunes. I know every podcaster wants you to leave a review, but it's because those reviews help the podcast to reach more people. I truly want to know what you think, and if this particular episode resonated with you, would you also please share it? Either send a link to someone who you think will find it valuable, or take a screenshot and post it into your social media and tell your friends and family why they should listen it. Make sure you tag me so I can hear your feedback and give you a little love. And if you aren't already following me on Instagram or TikTok, that's the perfect time to hit that follow button. Thank you for being here and listening to Fit Me Turo Fitness podcast.